So let me ask you this question, right? If we were in a buddy comedy, would you be Kevin Hart or Mark Wahlberg?
I think we both know the answer to that question.
Kevin Hart because he's shorter. I'm taller. I'm tallest. Think about that.
Who's taller? Yeah, we'll check the tape.
Baby, baby. Hey there, all you film lovers and movie buffs. Thanks for tuning in to another Breadsticks take. And today, we're talking about Me Time. Me Time just got released on Netflix August 26th. So it's only been out a couple weeks, the recording of this video. And it stars Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart. Two seriously funny dudes. Let's get into it. Let me tell you a little bit about it. No spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything because it's a funny movie. I don't want to ruin it. So Kevin Hart he's a stay-at-home dad, right? His wife has become a successful businesswoman. He's a stay-at-home dad, taking care of the family, active at the PTA, all those things. Which, I mean, props to all the stay-at-home mom and dads out there. That's a tough gig. But that's what he's doing, and his life is his family. But his buddy from back in the day, Mark Wahlberg, is still wild and crazy, having those good times. And every year on his birthday, he throws a big, wild, crazy bash. And he always invites Kevin Hart to come out to get in on it. But, you know, he doesn't. He's not living that life anymore. He's a family man. But this time, it's the 44th birthday party, and Kevin Hart is on his own. His family's out of town with his wife's parents. They're visiting. He's got a week to himself. And Marky Mark talks him into going, right? Talks him into going on this wild and crazy 44th birthday bonanza. And they get into all kinds of hijinks, right? I won't ruin it. I won't give you any spoilers. But it's that classic buddy comedy. We love a good buddy comedy. At least I know I love a good buddy comedy. And it's that formula. It's that kind of movie. What did I like about it? What did I not like about it? Here's what I liked about it. Number one, Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg. Number one, they're buddies in real life, which that's very cool that they did this movie together, right? Also, they're huge. They've both on their own put out a ton of great movies, right?
Kevin Hart's actually not huge. He's like 5 foot tall.
I meant in the way of movies. Oh. His movie career. He's put out a ton of great movies. They're super funny. And same with Mark Wahlberg, right? He's put out a ton of great movies, action movies, comedy movies. These guys have both done a lot of great things on their own. So I was super pumped for this movie. I was anticipating. I was ready for it. I watched it the day it came out. I was excited. So now let me get into what I didn't like about it. And this is where it kind of takes a turn. I was a little disappointed. I don't know if I came out of the gate expecting too much, but I was a little disappointed. And I tried to think about where that disappointment came from. It wasn't Mark Wahlberg. It wasn't Kevin Hart. Those guys were funny. They did their thing. If I had to tell you where I thought the weak point was in this movie, I think it's the writing. It just didn't flow well. It didn't give them a chance to get that chemistry front and center on camera. And in a buddy comedy, that's what you got to have. You got to have that chemistry, right? They got to be making you feel like you could have been there and you could have been going along with them in their crazy adventures. But I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that kind of chemistry there. And they're friends in real life, so I'm betting they have it, but it just didn't come out on camera. Number two, second thing I didn't like. The plot felt kind of stiff, kind of rigid. They're going from one crazy happenstance, one crazy situation to the next. It didn't feel fluid. It didn't flow. It felt kind of herky-jerky, right? Like first they're here in the desert, and then they're over here, at this dude's house. I won't tell you what they were doing, but it might involve running over a turtle. But that's where they're at. And then it just kind of felt herky-jerky, going from one place to the next and one situation to the next. It didn't flow. And I think you really have to lay that at the feet of the writers. That just wasn't there. I don't know if it was rushed. I don't know if it was just the writers themselves. I don't know what the problem was. But I felt like the writing in the movie didn't showcase Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg to their fullest. And it just didn't make you feel pulled into the crazy comedy. At least that's where I was at on it. So there's a couple big negatives I felt like. Some really critical points in a buddy comedy that they just didn't follow through on. So we're at that point in the review that you've all been waiting for, the Breadsticks. I'm going to be honest with you on this. I struggled with the rating on this one. I kind of wanted to give it a 4 because I love buddy comedies and I love Mark Wahlberg and I love Kevin Hart, but it's not a 4. It's not a 4. And so my second thought was, well, it was kind of a 2. Like, when you think of it, a buddy comedy, number 1, they have to have chemistry on camera. And number 2, you have to feel like you could be that third buddy. Like, you could be in it and running over turtles and all that good stuff yourself, right along with them. But you didn't really feel that. At least I didn't really feel that. So I think I'm going to settle on a 3. I'm going to compromise, and I'm going to give this movie a 3, okay? It's worth a watch if you have some spare time, but if you miss it, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, you're not missing too much. So, on that sad note, and I was super disappointed in that. I wanted this to be so good. I went into it. I was just ready. But on that sad note, 3 it is, and this has been Breadstick's take on Me Time.